All right, so it's been like 2 weeks since the major elections across the country, and everybody's thinking about Mamdani in New York, and we're looking at like precinct by precinct data and trying to figure out like who voted for this guy, why is he popular? And I figured out I have the definitive breakdown because of my research as a political scientist, as a comic book and a TV guy. I know who voted for Mamdani. I know which famous people, your favorite characters, voted for Mamdani. So here it is, the definitive list of who voted for Zoran Mamdani for mayor. So we'll start off with this. Spider-Man, 100%. Peter Parker Spider-Man is definitely a Mamdani voter. One, like Peter's like young and liberal, that'd totally be his thing. And also, they're both from Queens. So definitely 100% Spider-Man Mamdani voter. Luke Cage. Luke Cage, he's given me Eric Adams. He's probably an Eric Adams voter. And when Eric Adams dropped out, he sort of reluctantly went with Mamdani. That kind of is like how his vibe would be, especially like Truth, Justice, all that stuff. Daredevil, Matt Murdock. Definitely Mamdani. There's no way in heck that he would ever vote for Cuomo, not vote for Sliwa. Speaking of Sliwa, the Punisher, if he actually bothered to vote, and, you know, he'd be very much against Mamdani. Mamdani is against these sort of free gun laws. So the Punisher is definitely like a Sliwa voter, 100% a Sliwa voter. Let's see, The Thing and the Fantastic Four, he's a Cuomo voter. He's a Cuomo voter. Now, Seinfeld, right? I was thinking about this. Elaine, who would she vote for? Elaine is definitely a Cuomo voter, probably because like Cuomo's like a friend of Mr. Peterman, and she figures if she votes for Cuomo, Mr. Peterman will give her time off. That's very much an Elaine thing. George forgot to register. There's just no question. George would never remember to register to vote. And, you know, Jerry's probably like a Mamdani voter one way or another. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 100% Splinter. If he could vote, would vote for Mamdani because Mamdani is very sort of open sanctuary city sort of thing. But remember, Splinter's not registered. So, you know, he really couldn't vote one way or another. Raphael, definitely a Sliwa voter. No question. Law and Order, Justice, red hats, red bandana. Totally makes sense for Raphael. The Ghostbusters. Come on, it's obvious. These are Cuomo voters, right? If you think about all the trouble they had with environmental regulations with Walter Peck, you really think they're going to like the sort of liberal Mamdani when it comes to environmental regulations? No question. Absolutely no question there. Power, you know, it's interesting. Tommy's like a registered felon, so I don't think Tommy actually could vote, but I'm pretty sure Ghost would go for Mamdani and maybe even Kanan if he could vote because, you know, they're both from Queens. Will and Grace. Well, that's not very hard at all. Grace is definitely voting for Cuomo. We don't have any doubts there. Will, he's a Mamdani voter. Like, he's go out and register, probably like met somebody to date when he was going out. Succession. This is like my favorite one because it's very obvious. Kendall Roy is definitely the kind of person who would have like an op-ed in the New York Times talking about how he would leave the city if Mamdani got elected, but then Mamdani would like show up to one of his DJ bits or something and Kendall would like publicly endorse him at the last minute only because he thought it would help him with a business deal. Shiv, 100% would probably be working with Mamdani because that's the kind of way that Shiv operated. And then Roman's definitely giving me Sliwa voter like one way or another. And then lastly, Sex and the City. Now, here's the thing. Carrie would probably have some obnoxious, if I choose Mamdani, does that mean that Big is going to choose me? No, Big's never going to choose you. He never did. That's how the show worked. But I definitely think the end like that, ladies, Miranda, Mamdani, Carrie, probably Mamdani, and Charlotte and Samantha. I mean, Charlotte's probably a Cuomo voter. And then I'd say Samantha probably doesn't vote. She would go to the parties, but she doesn't vote one way or another. Anyway, this is my official political science breakdown of what famous people would actually vote for Mamdani. Please like, subscribe. And if you have any other characters or you disagree with some of these assessments, please let me know in the comments. This is Dr. Jason Johnson. Catch you later. Please like, subscribe, and share.